Hello, it's me, Poison, and I am testing out a new thing. It's not new, and actually, it's a new feature for me, so I don't know if it's new for other people also, but I recently was allowed on the YouTube side of things to have my stream broadcast to both horizontal and vertical at the same time using one feed. I have no idea how that's going to work. I think right now I'm serving knee because I think it's just showing the center portion. Let me pull up that stream monitor just so I can see. I'm gonna refresh this page. Yeah, it looks like I'm serving knee, so let me just move me to the center. Yeah, one of these is me. There I am. Hi! I'm no longer just showing you my kneecap. My Nico kneecaps. Uh, my Nico kneecaps. There we go. I have a noise gate that's weird sometimes. Hello, Silver Sun. How are you doing? We are doing a lot better, by the way, as far as like sick goes. Like so much better, which is great. We're still a little bit sick, but like uh I find that if I let myself for the first few days just like sneeze and cough up phlegm and like congest like mucus wise, then the end period for the sickness is a lot less coffee because I don't have the excess mucus built up. It is super uncomfortable at the start though. So I get why some people use like the anti-cough stuff early on. Those, in case you didn't know this, cough drops when used incorrectly do actually lead to worsened cough. Most suppressants, when used incorrectly, will actually make the thing they're suppressing worse. And I am not a medical doctor. I am just a scientist who specializes in plants, which then ends up putting me in a bunch of medical classes. I do have a pre nursing degree, and by that, I mean like technically pre nursing degrees don't exist. I was in a program that was pre nursing, but it was just because it was the closest I could get to a biology program that's at an associate's level. So all of my classmates went on to be nurses. I went on to do science because, yeah. No, every time I would show up to class, well, not every time I showed up to class, but every time I went to a new class, I would have the professor be like, wait, so you're not trying to be a nurse? Why are you here? And I'm like, this is the only course program that covers my curriculum that is at a 4-year university. So I guess I'm gonna play nurse until I get to my like university. Like, because sometimes at community college, the program that's best for you isn't necessarily the program you want to do. Well, yeah. Make sure you read the contents of your courses when it comes to community college because sometimes they're full of bullshit and other times they may not contain the classes you actually need and you might waste a lot of time. This is if you know exactly what you want to do like after associates level. If it's like just associates is where you're going to stop and you're just testing things out, it doesn't matter. I failed the first technically 3 times I went to college, like flunked out. The first time, no, it was 2 times. The first time I was told I didn't have to show up, so I didn't. The second time I lived an hour away from the community college, and I was like, I can do that. It will be fine. It was not fine, and no, I could not do that. And then the third time I went back to school, luckily I did this all at community college. The third time I went back to school, I had adult, like when you go to school after a certain age, you get what's called adult funding, which is one of the reasons why I always suggest putting off college. And that funding, like, helped pay so that way I ended up debt free for college. But yeah, the third time was the charm because I graduated summa cum laude at my university with a 4.0 in my grad program, which technically grad program 4.0s aren't really that impressive. And that's because when you go to grad school, a lot, if you're a science person, a lot of your stuff is actually research based. And hello, Lightning. I hope you're doing well. Do, 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 do. I have the spinner axe and Warframe crafting right now. This is my space model. I don't believe you've seen it before. It's very like translucent body and everything. I wanted to learn how to do this method because I knew there's a model coming up whose outfit would require me to know how to like do translucent limbs. Star chart, believe it or not, this body, the images that are going across the body are actually NASA based images. It's a set of GIFs that I put together. So technically, it would be very difficult, but you should be able to see constellations at points. But these are actual, like, GIFs of the sky. Well, not sky, but like digital renderings. Unless NASA just, like, did a silly and just generated the images, which is fully possible. And also because I have it shift in orientation, it would be really difficult. But yeah, this is a GIF I made in CapCut, and it shifts between different like color palettes for space. Um, do, 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 do. But I hope your star chart's going well. I don't. Is that a Warframe thing? Just as a clear thing, because I actually, the more I think about it, I'm not sure what that is. Other than like, I know the Zodiac. I have 8 water placements, 0 fire, 2 earth, and I think 1 wind. I'm not very versatile in the stars. I'm very concentrated in the water signs. A lot of Cancer, and Scorpio. So I am a mess to date. Okay. That's what I was working on whenever you helped me with the navigation coordinates. I'm still working on it a bit. I have been taking breaks to like farm different weapon materials. Today, so I'd like to. I didn't switch back and forth the past few days because I was terribly sick. But now that one of the games I play has a patch tomorrow, so I need to make them all by the end of like mid tomorrow, so 24 hours for the most part. So we're going to be doing the outfit for that and try to do the. We're going to try to do it all in one sitting. There's a chance I don't, but we're going to try to, and that's the important part. I do need to grab a liquid drink. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish the model in one sitting, mostly because whenever I'm sick, like with a cold or flu or like anything really, I don't take my ADHD medication. You don't have to do that. That's just a me personal thing because I'm on the max dose, which really dries you out. And then if I take any cold medication, that also dries you out. And hydration is the key to health. So like, I should be good. Oh, nice. I think I have a bunch of planets left. Uh, I've completed Earth, Lua, almost Pluto. But like, yeah, no, I have a lot to do. I should try speed running it. You know what? That can be a dedicated stream. Nice. I know right now we gotta focus on getting this model all set because we'll want to play the new story that comes out Wednesday slash Thursday with the new outfit for the character. And I like to pull on characters while wearing their outfit. I will say Warframe has like when is oh wait, they have a dev stream coming up, I think Friday or the 22nd for Warframe, I think. And I should be able to get some information on like some stuff that I want to know about upcoming things. And then I do want to try to do a skin for Tennogen. I don't know if it'll be up to their par, but I do want to try. Do, do, do. Make sure everything is kosher. Let me go to my body. Okay. I'm needing to do some things to make sure that I don't get a TOS strike. By the way, I always keep my friends on like always keep my games on friends only. So if I've accepted or approved you uh in Warframe, feel free just to pop in if you want. Because most of my hesitation when it comes to playing with people just comes from homophobia and like just hate comments and stuff, which I've not experienced in Warframe. I will say that, just to preface. But as a femme presenting streamer, I receive a lot. I need a new layer, I think. Okay. I don't think we did. I think we just added it directly. Feel free to add me as a friend And whenever I'm on, I'll approve. Because your username is the same as your Twitch name. I'm gonna, for this stream, I'm gonna put myself in the center of the screen, mostly so that way it shows up in shorts. So we might move our things around a little bit differently. Doop-a-doo. But that's an experiment for me for the most part. So I want to see like how this works because I think it's a new feature. Because even when I clicked find out more, it hasn't been added to the YouTube like guide yet. So for those of you who don't know, the method that you use if you want to do the translucent limbs, at least the way that I do it, you have to choose a dark color, preferably that's semi-close to what you want it to be, and you need to cover that part of the body. So I'm choosing dark purple here because basically you just use additive to make things look translucent. There's several ways to do this. This is just the way that I choose to. Kind of looks like stockings. So I don't want to lose anything. So I'm then going to switch this to multiply and lower the opacity. Because I want my features of my legs to still be kind of visible. I'm going to try to drink enough water so that way I can survive my flu medicine and my ADHD medicine. But we'll see. Dehydration is hard enough as is. But I have leveled up the challenge. Hey, thank you for the heal. I'm feeling better already. No, I am actually feeling a lot better today, which is one of the reasons why I took my ADHD medication. Okay. We went to the entire lower body to have this multiply layer. Although we might end up having to mask this part, and I just thought of that. The reason being is I'm going to need the upper body to still be visible. So I'm probably going to have to use a bodysuit. And then I'm going to have to use two bodysuits. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. I still want to keep the detail on the legs. So I'm going to need to make a bodysuit and then give the bodysuit this leg texture. And I guess we'll do this as socks. Hello, Proto. I hope you're doing well. Do 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 do. If it looks weird on your phone, feel free to like go to my page and switch it to like the desktop mode. I am doing an experiment with a new feature YouTube gave me. But we are feeling a lot better. So that's good. Okay. So I need to find a body suit for this. So I'm gonna switch to me close up real fast because I need to search through just the finder. Let me exit that. Also, go ahead and do admin privileges for my drawpad. Okay. I shouldn't have too hard of a time finding what I'm looking for. Because I recently made a thing for that. Worst case scenario, shows their full legs, and I can use that. Do, 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 do. Date modified. Do, 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 do. Is it maybe in this? It is not. Tie Digi, Vamping Lens. Oop, I think my cat just threw up. Give me one moment so I can help him out. Oh, buddy. You gotta stop eating food off of the bathroom floor. Especially knocking your food behind the toilet and then eating that. It's not where cats are supposed to put their food. I don't know what is up with my cat, but for some reason, my cat believes that the safest place in the house is behind the toilet. Why? No, he doesn't fit behind it like in a way that like hides his body. It makes zero sense. Why are you choosing a spot that you don't blend in? Um, do do do. Sort extra large icons. Here's one. I knew I'd find it. Just need to copy the location. Okay. And back to life scene. But yeah, no, I have no idea. Like, and I'm someone who like did an entire paper on habitat selection, um, which is from the perspective of a neuron species. Um, it was what I got departmental honors with. Meanwhile, my cat, ignoring all biological signs that should be a good place to hide, it makes noise. It's somewhere people frequent. The only part that makes sense is it's a white cat, so it blends in with porcelain, but he doesn't fit fully behind the toilet. So like you don't really blend in if you can't like if there's not enough surface area. At least like maybe the bath behind shower curtains. No, the toilet. And the other day he was jumping from the toilet to the sink and he did not judge the distance correctly. He's mad at He's mad because like when he gets sick, sometimes he blames me, even though he's the one who knocks his food behind the toilet. Sometimes animals are gross. Let's see. This is correct. I want to hide this, delete, and I might not even need to really do anything to this other than just erase this top part. Because I think I will actually have this model be barefoot like she is in her like trailer. Then erase. I want to erase all of this stuff. Okay. That should be good. Because I will want to make a normal map out of this too. Add a heel, skin. I'm just gonna go ahead, go this. I want to skin mask my skin underneath this because we have a new leg. Much like Mornye, we have replaced our legs. We now have prosthetic legs. And if you're wondering why they looked so different than the arms, it's because there's a different shader that Vroid has programmed for this and the body texture. Okay, there we go. Refresh YouTube, make sure I didn't lose it. Okay. That looks good. I'm also trying to decide if there's any corners I want to cut. Okay. Poses. Posing. I'm gonna turn this to the side. Okay. I chose the right thing for the inner outfit. I think I might need to pull this up a bit. But other than that, it's looking decent. Which means I can go back to the outfit, edit, turn it to the side, draw pad, color sample. If you're gonna color sample your model, remember to do it here, not here, because over here is being affected by lighting, and this is the actual color. Make sure to turn on mirroring. Then to do this. And grab this. The inner part of the hip isn't as like big of an area to worry about because it's going to be hard to see it. But I am going to end up inversing my shading, or at least darkening the shadow, well, lightening the shadow areas. I did the thing I said remember not to do. Also, if you ever use the blur tool, try not to use it over here. It doesn't transfer very well. Like you can. I can't stop you. But it may not give you the best end product. The shading for this does need to be harsher. So I'm going to duplicate one more time. And this is just to get rid of any transparency issues. And then multiply. Oh wait, actually I should choose lighten. Yeah, because when I export that, it's going to be very easy to switch things around. Okay, let's work on the most intimidating part of the outfit, which is basically like the top jacket uh thing that she has. And I say thing because like it's kind of hard to tell how this part of the outfit functions. This part, this jacket part, there's a lot of interesting jackets in this season of Wuthering Waves. I went to save image. But like how it goes under here, and this is like a collar thing, and then it splits, and I'm thinking it splits like, and the split goes almost all the way to the arm part here, but I'm not 1,000% sure. Because in the back, the split goes all the way up. Let's see. I believe she's in game, but like, yeah. Because it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a cut up graduation like gown. And I think we are going to do 2 strips in front, 2 strips in back. And I'm going to do this little collar piece and the bottom part on the same layer just to save myself on polygons. It looks weird here, but whenever I put it in the, I'm basically blocking out where things are supposed to go. Whenever it makes its way to the other software, like an art program software, it will look different. Okay. Speaking of which, time to take on this. The underdress, I'm not that intimidated by. Mostly this jacket. I think it's the most intimidating part of the outfit. Okay, we're gonna have it split to the neck. I don't think my collar is gonna be a high collar like hers. The body should be hidden, just in case. It is not. Skin mask. Move up. Now it's hidden. I still have one time I got a TOS flag whenever the model had 0 body, like how this one does right now. Like, be for real. Okay, we're gonna do that. Let's go down to here. It does that. It can do that, but it does need to wave. My arm's gonna get in the way a little bit here, but nothing we can do about that. Okay, it is mirrored. There we go. Just for safety reasons. That should be good enough. Okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about the backside of the outfit, because if I do, there's a lot of detail on the backside, and I'm not gonna really do a stream where I'm turned around. This model is probably only gonna see a couple of streams. They technically work in Warframe because they are space related, and I'm gonna do space limbs. But I don't foresee myself using this model too much. Okay. So this is mostly to block things out. So it doesn't really matter what color I use. I do like to use semi-accurate colors because it does sometimes make things easier. And this does all have to be done on the same layer when it comes to blocking. I'm going to put a gem here. Do that more accurately in the other program. I'll just reuse this blue. I'm going to take it to go out. Okay, and then we'll use white. It looks so silly, but it is also one of those, like, just gotta trust that I've done this so many times. So it's not, so I know exactly what I'm doing, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Um, This I think I'm gonna go with a sharper angle. Reminding myself as I do this that I'm working on the back right now, so don't spend too much time, especially because I had to remove the ponytail because I couldn't see anything. So that means when I add the ponytail back, I won't be able to see anything. So that's important to note. Okay. I want to do the little sleeve things, for which we need to go here. Skin mask, flip. Erase. I will say, as long as I clarify, this is for a video game. It does have a different TOS on Twitch, which is one of the benefits of being a developer alongside of everything, is I can be like, hey, this is a video game asset. And suddenly, it doesn't have the same rules anymore. Do I think that's BS? Yes. Will I utilize it? Yes. Because it's not the BS I instated. That is the rules as written. Do, 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 do. Okay. Now, let's get to the other embellishments. Basically, the shirt details. I'm just gonna use a black line for it. Use this to kind of mark in case you're wondering what I'm doing currently, I am blocking out where things are supposed to go in Vroid, so that way when I get to an art program, I'm not doing guesswork. I do want to go ahead, take an eraser. And I want to erase what's up here. Just because that might confuse me. Because in the art program, all of this dark gray does just read as white. Because it's only dark gray because it's in the shadow. So I'm just gonna take this eraser. And go around the outside of this. Just so that way on export, it's easier to work with. There we go. Okay. Come around to the front. I'm just gonna go ahead, set this to like a darker blue. I'm glad I did that. Because this, I can't control the waist on that. So I'll have to do the waist here. Okay. That does create an issue. This space. Or I could ignore the issue and just do this. Which is probably the smarter thing to do to save time. There is no clipping if nothing exists. That works. And that's less for me to draw on that anyways. So let me just go ahead and do that in the back. I can't be as like genish with the erase, but it can be a bit. I do think I want to, I don't know if that detail is here. Oh, it is. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oop, program's freezing. Or computer's freezing. Let's see. Yeah, it's Vroid. I know I have a lot of assets saved in Vroid, But like I noticed other people who use Void don't have my same issues, and I can't imagine I have the most. I mean, actually, I could probably be pretty close to, especially when it comes to like polygon count. I could have the most. I have over like 200 models. Let's see, we got that. Now I just need to mark the details. They have a side piece to their jacket. So they have like two in the back, one in the side, two in the front. I think I may not include a side piece, mostly because the way that I have this laid out, I don't see a lot of room for it. And the 3D model seems to have also came to that same conclusion, because I mostly see one in the front, then one in the back. So they may have also decided that going from the 2D or scenario model, that they would rather reduce the amount of panels for animation's sake, which I agree with that sentiment. Okay, need to zoom in. First off, erase the excess, because that only serves to confuse. Okay. Dude, dude. Erase. Switch it to lighter gray. I think actually bring that further up. Lighter gray. I want this to be more uniform looking. So I want it to line up probably with this one piece. That's better. Better. Okay. Now I want to export this. Export, export as Mornye jacket. So we did the easy part. We blocked it. Now for the hard part, adding detail. We'll just hit OK. File, open. File. Actually, I'll just use this. I need to grab some colors just so I can get a feel. Preferably from this, because it's on the zero lighting zone. Need to know what types of whites. Okay. New layer. Okay. The white looks like this. So it's a blue-white. Okay. And what's its darkest shade? Okay. Now to this. And I think what I'm gonna do is just mirror at the end. So let's start with the smaller portions. Okay. Paintbrush. New layer. Do. To grab this. Nope. New layer. Now I can do this. Grab this. And we're just gonna Can I just smear this? Okay. Then underneath here. Okay. Buttons are very easy. I'm likely gonna have to redo any metallic shading because it's gonna come from the opposite side, but it's gonna need to be redone anyways. And then I'm gonna come up to this. I'm gonna do this kind of like a badge star that you would get like as a honorific or something. So I assume that's where this came from. Do, do, do. Just gonna alternate these blues, knowing that this is gonna be covered up by a shader. But I kind of want to get a general idea of what it's gonna look like before that. do. It's one of those things where like I'm not necessarily great at drawing it. It won't fully matter. It's also where like my programming slash graphic skills make up for my art skills. And I don't even have to use AI for it because I'm not a mediocre programmer. I'm a mediocre artist and a programmer. There we go. Like I said, it's gonna look correct from a distance at least. Okay, we want one of our brighter whites. And this is my brightest white. Do that. Oop. Almost swap sides, which it would have been bad. Because you don't want to swap sides if you're going to flip the canvas at the end. Okay. Oh, I can't do it on that layer. New. Here we go. It has to be on its own layer, because otherwise it's not going to flip right. that. I forgot to do the squares on the back, but I'll just add those. Mm, mm. I sometimes get stuck on using the airbrush tool. And hello, thank you. We are currently working on uh Mornye's outfit, who has the translucent limbs that I had mentioned before wanting to pull off. And right now I am doing the very starts of the details on it because I was too sick beforehand to do any of this. So now I get to do it whenever it's kind of like due tomorrow. So we're going to try to do as much of it as we can right now. Okay, darker. Then I'll take this. And then to take and erase. And then zoom out. Oh, what anime is that? So sorry if I ever take a second to respond. It's because like whenever I get in the mid brush stroke, I can't always look up from it. Just Beyond World. What streaming service is that on? I'm gonna save this, and I just want to see what it's looking like. Like, it's looking better, but a long ways to go. Okay, first change I want to make involves this collar section. And I'm just gonna I might need some very light line art on this one, mostly because of the need for it to be crisp. It's supposed to be science, but like semi-military-esque uniform vibes. At least that's what I'm getting from it. Like it looks very ironed out. And it does kind of give Admiral new one. I'm gonna come down here. Not like that. New layer. Just gonna do this. Okay. Oh, nice. Wait, you can get high dive through Amazon? Because I pay for them separately. I need them to have like a PlayStation app. It's actually kind of like high dive. Um, Here. I need to look into that though. Switching my high dive to my Amazon because I kind of live in like a city, but like it's a city that has nothing. So I still sometimes have to use Amazon for certain purchases. Would love to shop more local, but our government does a great job keeping us too poor to support local businesses. Just I know one way. Oh, I know I can't say that on stream. Never mind. I'll say it in Discord after stream. I know this jacket's gonna be the hardest thing, but oof. Okay, let's fix all of the forward-facing stuff first. Let's see. grab that. Just need to do this. Sometimes people say that they can't draw, and then I'd like to let them know, like, my lines look like this sometimes. That sometimes it's not the skill that's blocking you, but the patience. But saying I'm too impatient to draw doesn't sound as nice as saying but it's like there's Bob Ross paintings that people do wine drunk that just kind of prove that everyone can paint, even if you're plastered. I'm going further up on this because it's not technically on the texture. That's giving me like more space to work with. Okay, then we'll take this. Out some of this. Just so people don't have the time just to be put like that out there. It's not all technically about patience. It's about patience, and if you have the time to be patient. Sometimes you're not impatient, you just don't have the time. Do and this. Just gonna have that come all the way up. And then I do think I want the same dark color around the neck area. And scroll over. Go. And we just need to do this. And okay, then back underneath. And fingertip. Blur. do. And back to this. And I want to take and just blur. Same thing down here. Blur. Okay. This is gonna need the builder brush. And okay. Here. And this is more pigmented. Um, it might be actually easier if I Um, file, save. Yes. And let's see how this is looking. I know part of the depth is going to come from the normal map, but I also feel like I want to fix this a bit. This. This paper. Hey! Same. I remember the joke of every anime being Cory in the house. And I did think that was super funny. My favorite anime is Cory in the house. Oop. Let's see. Trying to think of what the plan of attack is for a lot of this. Part of the issue is things, as they get down here, it gets larger. So everything looks a little bit comically large down there. I know a decent amount of it's going to be fixed with normal mapping. Like that this looks too flat, that'll be fixed with a normal map. But everything will be fixed with a normal map. Uh, do, do, do. I do have to take several pauses while making this. Just because, like, for a lot of the other outfits, I didn't really need to focus on details. Because they had a little bit more personality and, like, the silhouette, not the silhouette, but just the features of the outfit. Say, like, has all their, like, wrapping. But a lot of the personality for this outfit come from the details of, like, the stitching on the jacket. Things that are a little bit harder to, like, replicate off the cusp. What will probably end up happening, because we're at 2 hours 3 minutes, and I will have to take a break for dinner at some point. Make sure clean this up while I still can see it. There's like these like little white spots. Uh, do, 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 do. And then uh, so here's what I want to do. Export. HFJ. Half of jacket. Then go here. And I want to grab that same file. Pull over top on this. And then I'm going to flip it. Control C, Control V. Flip. Take eraser. Do, do, do. Convert both these to raster. Oh, whoops, combined them. Then we'll do one at a time. And that should be now mirrored. File. Save. Yes. Pull back over to and we're going to grab this. We pull this back over. That's not right. Did it not save? No, it saved. There we go. So if I had to say what currently is the most ridiculous part, it's this, the bottom piece here. And then I need to put a pattern or design back there. I think a lot of it's too thick. I do think it's going to be easier to edit here. I'm actually going to duplicate it. Okay, because I want to use blur. And this layer. do. Need to carve this down a bit. And just do. It's a little messy. Okay. Do 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 do. Um, might be set to take a bit of a break. Refresh my eyes on this. I do think a lot of the fabric shading down here is going to come from my fabric normal map. White's always been the hardest color for me to work with. It's just a difficult color. Okay. No, yeah, I need to hydrate and I need to get something to eat. So what we might end up doing instead of...
What happened to the water?
Oh, wait, did the water go away? Or like... Oh, it's because it's like light-based. And right now there's not like much light.
It's all gross.
You're gross. Nothing's wrong with my water. But no, it's because it's light-based. And there's not like a light shining on it right now. But yeah.
Here you go, streamer. Drink your yucky water.
Same. Well, if you're gonna be like that, I'm going to take a longer break. No, but I do need to like make food, so I'd probably be taking like at least an hour almost, probably 40 minutes. So what we'll probably do is take the stream down and then go back up after I like get food in me. Because we do need to finish this model. And yeah. Yeah. We aren't fully done with stream. I mean, we've only hit the 2 hours out of the 3 hours anyways. But yeah, no, I just haven't ate much today. So I'm gonna go make some food. Also to like not stare at the canvas for a little bit. So I can figure out how I'm going to make this look good. But okay. I mean, I do have an hour break thing, I think. Yeah, I do. Actually, I'll just use the hour break. Oh, this is still Road to Lurk It, which I already hit, but like on YouTube. Oh, this is only 30 minutes also. Yeah, I think it's easier just to like go down and then come back up and just call it part two. But yeah, no, I might go eat dinner and I'll be back after that. Bye for now.